All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. The audio isn't too bad. I have the clip-on mic right here, holding my camera on a little tripod. I got this wide-angle lens. And actually, this is a lot more comfortable because I don't know if you guys can see, but I can hold it with basically two hands as opposed to one, and my shoulder is giving out. The camera's still pretty freaking heavy, but you guys can see I'm walking on like a pier, basically. This is the little island back here. It's cute. But this shit's still heavy. But basically taking you guys for like a little walk right now. Wanted to just share some general thoughts, and kind of what's been on my mind lately with regard to the business and also like just personal life in general, goals, aspirations, like purpose with like, what the fuck am I doing with my life, basically? And I want this to be not just about me. I'm going to be talking about my own experience, but something I really appreciated growing up, watching YouTube and other creators, they shared their journey online, was actually learning through their experience. And so, if you pick up anything from what it is that I share, just take what I'm doing as a point of reference to, depending on what you're interested in, and take the things that you like and leave the rest, right? Like, I don't have all the answers. You guys know that. And also my experience doesn't necessarily, it's not going to be like your experience, and that's a good thing. But there definitely are some things that you can possibly pick up on and avoid that may do you good, or engage in that may also do you good. So kind of like with that being said, I'm at a point right now with my media agency where like a lot of work has picked up. Our margins for our typical with our clients, our margins are good. We're delivering really high quality, amazing services to our clients. Is something that has I've been thinking about and contemplating lately is, whether I should get into, or we should get into as an agency, as a team, into like digital ads, actually running ads for our clients and focusing on driving, essentially, converting, right, leads into paying customers and clients. Now, with content alone, if you're trying to get the right fonts, the right color palette, the right logo, the best logo, the right branding, actually developing your customer avatar and who they are, what they sound like, their demographics, psychographics, all those different things, all that stuff is great. It actually really is. And it does significantly separate you from your competition. However, that doesn't mean that you're going to get more people, more eyes, more of the right eyeballs. It just means that when people discover you, you're going to stand out from the rest, and you're going to have a stronger message, and you're going to resonate with the right people much better. But the next challenge is, how do you actually get more of the right eyeballs? How do you get just more volume, more people? It really comes down to two things. There's two different real ways you can do that online specifically. That's why you guys are here, is because you're trying to grow your brand online, whether it's a service-based or product-based brand. There's two ways to do this successfully. One, through organic marketing. So organic marketing, whether I'm saying the right term or not, it doesn't necessarily matter, but the point is, organic marketing is social media. It is posting on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, all these different platforms, and posting for not only the, resonating with the right audience, but for getting the most amount of traffic, right? Because reaching 1,000 of the right people versus 1,000,000 people who are kind of more generalized, you're going to get better success with reaching more people, period. So as far as like how to do that, that's kind of the big question that people have with all these different platforms. And, oftentimes when they talk about algorithms and all these different ways to get a bunch of viewings, followers and whatnot, each platform has their own algorithm. And so optimizing whatever it is that you're posting for those platforms makes sense. And you want to be able to do that and have a team of people who have eyes for that kind of stuff. In the early stages, it might be you doing everything. So you got to study each platform, and you got to stay on top of those platforms too, because trends change. The type of content that performs well changes as well. But besides organic marketing, there's also paid marketing. And that's things like Facebook ads, YouTube ads, depending on if you're a product-based business, could be Google ads. That's a way to actually get guaranteed traffic to your business. The good part about that is that you're saving time by putting dollars into paid marketing. And the reason is that you're guaranteed traffic, you're guaranteed an amount of views, paid traffic. That's the whole idea of ads. So you can see much sooner what is working and what isn't working, from the ad to where they click to what they opt in on. You start to really get a high volume of results and feedback on what is working, what's not. On the flip hand, if you're going for organic marketing and you're doing social media and you're studying the algorithms and you're kind of finding out what's working, what's not working, it can take more time to figure that shit out. Because not only do you have to see what isn't and isn't working, but you also got to figure out how the frick these platforms work. How you can get views on a video for Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. And then you got to test kind of what's on the back end, right? Like, depending on your business, if you're a service-based business or not, like, what are you asking people to do? What are they purchasing? Are they working with you one-on-one? So product-based versus service-based, two different kinds of businesses, and therefore posting different kinds of content, having a different kind of strategy. On top of that, paid versus organic marketing. What are you doing? And what are you willing to invest, time or money? So if you're at the early stages of a business and you're looking for the highest amount of results in the shortest period of time, if you got some money, I would invest it into paid ads and just kind of see what's working as far as, what's resonating with your audience, with your funnels, and kind of how you're basically driving traffic to get people to opt in on what it is that you're selling or servicing. Organic media, honestly, probably this is what I do with my own platforms, is I just literally look at what people are doing, what's working for them. So if that's Instagram, you go on Instagram, you literally type in the industry that you're in. You look at basically what's working, what's getting a lot of views, it's getting a lot of traffic, what's popping up in your feed. And you're looking at those videos and seeing what is working, essentially, and what are they doing, whether that's the way that they're structuring their videos, what are the links that they're having you click on and opt in on. It's paying attention to all these different things and replicating them. Anyways, that's kind of been where we are at as a business. How, as far as how we can actually grow, what should we be prioritizing? Is it just content? Is it just putting out quality content for our clients? Or, do we actually get into the paid ads and the marketing side of things? Obviously there's a lot more room. There's a lot more money to be made in paid ads and in marketing for companies and businesses, simply because, you can just reach a lot more people. And if you have the right systems in place, then, you basically be creating money printing machines. But basically it comes down to that. So yeah, if you are a media agency owner and you are building your own business, I'm curious to know, what are you doing? What's working for you? And kind of where did you start? And if you did get into marketing and paid ads, what was that transition like, basically? So yeah, anyways, I'm just going to stop talking about that for a minute and enjoy this view. This is Jersey over here. And I don't know if you guys can see, but it's fucking gorgeous. Something that's been on my mind lately, there's so many different directions that we can go in as people. not just with our personal life, but our professional life as well. Can go into so many different directions with our career, with our lives, what we want to do, who we choose to spend time with. It's just, it's fucking having so many options and actually, being able to do what we want to do. It's a freeing feeling, but at the same time, it can be overwhelming because, I don't know, it seems like the more that's in front of you, the more options and choices you have, the harder it can be to make a decision. I'm always wondering what the right decision is. I don't know if this is just me or if it's other people as well, but like so many different directions you can go in. So how do you know what the right direction is? Well, I've kind of basically been told and suggested that you want to choose the direction that is instinctively being called to you. 24 years old and I'm trying to build a business and not just make money, but learn a bunch of shit that's going to allow me to make crazy, stupid money, so that I can actually give back and make a real difference, a real impact. And I heard this today from, I forget his name, a different creator, but the way that he's gauging his success and whether he makes it or not is just striving to be a billionaire. And it was interesting, his reason for doing that. It was just kind of like, what's after that? What's after becoming a billionaire? You've completed the game after that. So look, honestly, he didn't overcomplicate it. It's a fair reason to have that kind of goal. And if I'm completely honest, my reason for financial success and being a millionaire and eventually getting to the next level, whatever's after that, it's really nothing deeper than just, that's like, it's a high level and I want to shoot as high as I fucking can. And if that's what that means, and it means that to me, then I'm going to do that. So I don't really try to overcomplicate shit when it comes to goals and reasons for doing things. I just fucking do it because it's something that I think I would enjoy or that I think is fun and that's going to motivate me and push me to want to get better. So keep it simple. Keep it simple. So with this channel, to be completely transparent, I'm posting stuff related to social media and marketing and building a brand and actually driving business results through content. Another part of this channel is going to be some personal stuff, maybe things like this, behind the scenes, like, Broadway shows, luxury life, kind of like superficial shit, things that get a lot of attention, to be quite frank. Spending time with interviewing very interesting people, high level people, successful people, talented people, all the above. So it's going to be a mix of all those different things. But that being said, if there is something in particular that you wanted to see from a creator who not just lives in New York City, but travels to different parts of the world, spends time with some pretty influential people, and is always kind of submerging themselves in different experiences and environments, if there's something specific you wanted to see, definitely leave a comment below. And I will do my best to make it actually happen. I've spent time with CEOs of treatment centers, different therapists, book authors, public speakers, people who work directly with Tony Robbins. I've spent time with a handful of music artists, Broadway stars, different actors. I'm so bad with names, so I can't even name people. But they're people who you see on TV, and you just, once you see them in person, you're kind of like, oh, fuck, I know that guy. But yeah, I kind of want to take you guys behind the scenes, not just of my life, but also of other people's lives, and show you guys the things that not many people get to see. I wonder if this is overexposed. Is this overexposed? Hidayah, tell me if this is overexposed. By the way, shout out to Hidayah. She's like possibly the coolest of the coolest out there. She's our main video editor, and she's amazing. Hope you're doing well, Hidayah. Looking forward to seeing you in Egypt, by the way. So excited for that. But yeah, kind of with that, I'm just gonna wrap up the video. Thank you guys for staying. Hopefully you enjoyed me rambling. But if I'm gonna ramble, I want to ramble about shit that you guys are actually interested in. So drop a comment down below, a question if you have it, and I'll specifically address it.